Before we get into this story, hit subscribe. It helps more than you think. I never expected one party to flip my whole world upside down. But here I am, staring at the blank wall in my living room, replaying everything from last night. My name's Ethan. I'm 33, and I've always believed that relationships survive on trust and respect. For the longest time, I thought I had that with Leah, my girlfriend for 4 years. Calm, thoughtful, sharp-minded. She was a person I joked with, vented to, leaned on. Or at least, that's what I thought. The night began simply enough. Her office was hosting a small holiday gathering at a rooftop lounge downtown. I got an invite, and honestly, I figured it'd be nice to meet the people she worked with and see her outside our usual quiet routines. The Netflix nights, the lazy pizza dinners. She looked beautiful. Emerald dress, loose waves falling over her shoulders. I remember thinking I was lucky. Everything felt easy at the start. People were sipping drinks. The music was loud enough to fill the room but not drown conversation, and I watched Leah laugh at some joke about work emails. Then something shifted. Not obvious, just enough to make me look twice. Her laugh changed. Her body leaned in a little too close toward Gideon, her boss. Her hand brushed his arm lightly, and something in my chest tightened. I told myself it was nothing, that she was just being friendly, that maybe I was being overly sensitive. But then the first real sting hit. I was near the snack table pouring water when I heard her voice, low, giggly, almost private. "You always make these parties feel fun," she told him. Gideon whispered something back, and she laughed in that way she doesn't laugh with everyone. My stomach dropped. I wanted to step in and ask what exactly was going on, but I held back. I didn't want to cause a scene in front of her co-workers. So I stayed quiet, telling myself again and again that maybe I was imagining it. But deep down, I knew the way she angled toward him, the warmth in her voice. It wasn't random. Later, when everyone drifted to the rooftop terrace, I kept my distance. I stood by the railing pretending to scroll my phone, but every laugh coming from her direction felt like someone pressing a bruise. She didn't look at me once. And when she finally did, it wasn't the playful look I was used to. It was distracted, even flirty. I thought about everything we'd shared over the years. The weekend trips, the private jokes, the quiet evenings cooking together. Had I missed the signs? Had she been drifting while I was standing still? Eventually, I found the nerve to walk up to her. She was leaning against a rooftop bar, talking to Gideon like they were the only two people there. I cleared my throat softly. "Hey, Leah, can we talk for a second?" She turned with a polite smile, one that felt practiced, and said, "Of course. What's wrong?" I tried to sound calm, even though my heartbeat felt like a drum. "I noticed you've been pretty close to Gideon tonight. I'm not trying to ruin anything, but I just want to understand what's going on." She blinked at me, surprised that I'd even noticed. Her smile stayed on her face, but her eyes didn't match it. Then she said, too casually, "Oh, Ethan, it's just harmless fun. Don't take it so seriously." Harmless fun. Those two words felt cold. I didn't know if I was being dramatic or if this was betrayal staring me right in the face. I wanted to tell her how it felt watching her lean on him, laugh with him, forget I was even there. But I stopped myself. I breathed slowly. "It doesn't feel harmless to me," I said quietly. Her smile twitched, the first crack. She knew exactly what she was doing. But instead of pulling back or clarifying, she gave a soft laugh and stepped closer to Gideon again. In that moment, I realized something else. Everyone around us had noticed. The chatter dipped. A few coworkers stared. Others awkwardly turned away. Just me calmly asking a question had shifted the whole energy of the room. I didn't yell. I didn't storm out. I stayed steady, because that was the only thing I could control. But inside, something had already broken. Nothing about us felt the same anymore. The rest of the night went by in a haze. I kept my distance, pretending to be occupied with my phone, while every one of her laughs with him hit me like a reminder of what I was losing. I knew then this wasn't about one party. It was about respect, boundaries, and what trust really looks like. Eventually, I stepped onto the balcony for air. The city lights below kept shining, completely untouched by what was happening in my chest. I took a slow breath, fighting the anger and letting the clarity settle instead. I didn't need to raise my voice. I just needed to figure out my own lines, what I could accept and what I couldn't. When I went back inside, I walked right past her and Gideon. She noticed but didn't move toward me, didn't reach out, didn't even glance back after our earlier talk. That was the moment it sank in fully. She had already made her choice, even if she hadn't said it out loud. When she eventually slipped away toward the restroom, I followed just enough to catch her alone. I leaned lightly against the doorframe and spoke softly but clearly. "Leia, can I ask you something honestly? Are you interested in him? More than just colleagues?" She froze. Her eyes widened for a split second. Then instead of denying it, she exhaled and said, "Ethan, it's complicated. Don't overthink it. Complicated." That word didn't soften anything. It just cut deeper. I realized in that nothing she said would fix the hollow feeling in my chest. No excuse, no casual tone, no brushing it off. This wasn't confusion, it was a choice. And now the next choice was mine. "I understand," I told her. "I just need some space to think." No yelling, no blaming, just honesty. I grabbed my coat from the bar, walked out quietly, and didn't look back. No one stopped me. No one even noticed the silence following me out the door. The drive home was still. Empty streets, empty thoughts. I kept replaying everything, each laugh, each touch, each glance. And with every memory, something inside me shifted. It wasn't happiness, but it was clarity. Her attention had moved somewhere else, and nothing I did could bring it back. The next morning, I didn't call her. I didn't text. I let her reach out if she wanted to explain, though I already knew she wouldn't. I focused on myself instead. I went for a long run to the park, let the cold air hit me, let my mind settle. Every step reminded me that I was still standing, even if it hurt. A few days later, we met for coffee. No tension, no raised voices, just truth. "Leia, I need to know where we actually stand," I said. "If this is what you want, I need to hear it honestly." She looked down for a moment, then back up with that same soft smile, the one that no longer reached her eyes. "Ethan, I think I need to explore things on my own. I'm sorry,